Jeans, for me, form a vital part of my identity. Instead of wearing sweatpants, dress pants, or khakis, I choose to wear jeans. Why, you may ask? Well, of utmost importance to me is fitting in with my peers and the rest of society as to not face social isolation and low self-esteem. Clothes, and specifically jeans, are one way I can do this. Blue jeans were, and still are, a big fashion trend within society, ones that all the cool kids at school followed. As a kid, I was late to the proverbial blue jean party, often coming to school or hangouts in red corduroys or overalls. This deviation in fashion led to some ridicule from my peers. While seemingly inconsequential, this had an emotional impact on my developing teenage mind. One day, I went home and asked my mother to buy me blue jeans so I can fit in with the rest of my peers. My family, however, comes from a lower socioeconomic background, so we didn't have a lot of options in terms of brand. Luckily for us, after a long, fruitless day of searching, we happened upon an Old Navy store. And thank goodness for that, where we found affordable and stylish blue jeans that I could wear with pride in front of my peers. While I still had my struggles fitting in at times, I was able to overcome this. I never had to worry about my fashion sense thanks to Old Navy. Through this emotionally transformative experience, part of my identity was formed as someone who is a social being and therefore must sometimes conform to social norms. My Old Navy jeans originated in a country far, far away called Uzbekistan. There, the cotton was selectively picked by public sector employees such as teachers and medical staff, and school students, some as young as grade 3. Certain daily quotas were imposed on those required to pick cotton, and if they failed to meet them, they were reportedly punished by detention, told that their grades would suffer or that they would face problems at their day-to-day workplace. If children ran away from the cotton field, they could be expelled from school or college. It is said that the consumption of my Old Navy jeans is linked to the suffering of these adults and children in Uzbekistan.
In addition to Uzbekistan people directly suffering, the environment and those that depend on it are also harmed through the outsourcing of cotton for Sean's jeans. According to the World Wildlife Foundation, it can take over 20,000 liters of water to yield 1 kilogram of cotton, which is equivalent to a single pair of jeans. Moreover, harsh insecticides are used on cotton crops, which negatively impact ecosystems that receive runoff from the farms. In turn, unsustainable cotton farming practices, including massive water consumption and insecticide use, have led to the destruction of large-scale ecosystems, such as the Aral Sea ecosystem near Uzbekistan. According to the WWF, this has had a ripple effect on the health and livelihoods of people living there.
The manufacturing of my jeans occurs in factories located largely in developing countries, such as Bangladesh, India, China, and Sri Lanka. There are an estimated 3,000 GAP incorporated countries, or factories, in 50 different countries. In many of these countries, workers face a multitude of violations. For example, in the Next Collection Factories, a subsidy of GAP Incorporated, in Bangladesh, owned by the Hamim Group, workers are cheated out of approximately 15% of their overtime wages. Furthermore, young women have been working in these factories, have been denied maternity leave and arbitrarily fired when they got pregnant while working in these factories. A young woman in her 20s recently lost her baby in the 7th month of pregnancy while suing Old Navy jeans and working 100 hours per week. Next Collections workers are forced to toil 14 to 17 plus hour shifts, 7 days a week, routinely putting in work weeks over 100 hours. Workers are visibly sick and exhausted from the grueling and excessive hours, only to live in poverty, earning just 20 to 24 cents per hour. Workers are often penalized for seeking unions to reconcile their grievances.
In addition to direct harm imposed on factory workers, many people in the communities in which various stages of manufacturing take place are indirectly harmed by poor environmental practices. For example, the process of washing and finishing denim in denim laundries requires the use of a significant amount of toxic chemicals, dyes, and water. As GAP Incorporated states, if the wastewater isn't properly treated, it pollutes rivers and streams and can harm local communities. Similarly, the process to convert raw materials such as cotton into fabric used in Old Navy clothes demands significant water and energy consumption and also involves the discharge of harmful wastewater, which can negatively impact the surrounding communities. This step in the manufacturing process is often done in fabric mills located in China. While Gap Incorporated purports to have worked towards mitigating the environmental degradation caused by various manufacturing processes, it is yet to provide evidence of its success in this regard.
Prior to this assignment, I viewed my Old Navy jeans only from a very personal standpoint. However, after researching the various stages my jeans go through to get to me, I've learned a great deal about the development of my own identity, which is intimately related to the material possessions that I have, and these material possessions affect people at all corners of the world, from Uzbekistan and the children and the adults there, to people in China and people in factory workers there. In countless communities around the world, humans suffer because their water sources and environments are polluted by the toxins that come from these factories.
Go.
Finally, the distribution of clothes takes place to local Old Navy stores, such as the one at Markham Mall, where my fellow Canadians work at minimum wage, and there I purchase my jeans. In virtually every stage in the story of my jeans, people are affected, most often negatively. Those involved in the early stages of global supply chain, however, seem to suffer the most, i.e. those involved in outsourcing and manufacturing of these jeans versus the retail. This can be explained by applying Paul Privich's dependency theory, where harvesting raw materials and production of goods occur in less developed periphery countries, and manufactured products are sold in wealthy core countries. The final portion of the journey of my jeans involves the actual retail of jeans, like this person. My jeans, along with other Old Navy clothing items, are shipped to distribution centers located in the United States. From there, they're sent to specific stores, just like this one, around the world. There are approximately around 1,000 stores. Also, there's online shopping. Many employees are hired to work at distribution centers or in the stores. Minimal information can be found regarding the nature of the work at distribution centers or in the stores and how employees are treated. But reviews from Indeed.com suggest that North American Old Navy employees are treated well and overall have positive work experiences. They collectively rate their work experience as 4 stars out of 5. No information can be found on wages that can be readily found, but it can be inferred that most are paid a wage equal or slightly above our minimum wage.
Action.
This project has been eye-opening and to some extent devastating. It has made me think deeply about how much the development of my identity affects others globally, most often in highly detrimental ways. With this newfound understanding, there are a few things that I can think of that we can do to help change the world. First, we can research where we get our clothes from and other material possessions. This isn't just jeans, this is your iPhone, this is your computer. Everything comes back to this. When we learn that factory workers are abused in the production of these sorts of materials, what we can then do is boycott these companies. This will cause them, hopefully, to turn to more ethical practices, more humane practices. Who needs Old Navy jeans and H&M shirts?
Why don't we start wearing new trends?
Wearing clothing that is made both a social and environmental conscious manner.